Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 and our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the Johnson edition. And this will be significant that I mentioned Johnson, the Johnson edition of 1,775 poems. We're now in poem 16, the little poem, I Would Distill a Cup, a little quatrain, a little four-line poem. Now, this is one of those in Dickinson scholarship, one of those, is it a poem, is it not a poem debates. Because this actually is not considered a poem when Franklin puts together his list of Emily Dickinson's poetry, because this is actually just written in prose in a letter to Samuel Boyles, as we mentioned in an earlier lecture, the charismatic editor of the Springfield Republican. Of course, Emily very much into Sam Boyles. Now, our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. And I'm hopeful that you were able to at least be exposed to our introductory set of comments, and then we just finished with poem 15, The Guest is Gold. Now, here we're going to have a poem that is celebrating summer. It comes, this 4 lines actually comes in a letter 193, to Boyles, late August 1858. She had just written these words, quote, "Summer stopped since you were here. The men are mowing the second hay. The cocks are smaller than the first and spicier." Okay, and then end quote. Well, obviously the her of the poem then is the summer of 1858. And here we're going to get Emily making a toast of what we would call thanks, gratitude to the summer. In the letter, the words are actually just written in prose, which is why, again, Franklin will not consider them as part of the poems that he will present as poems of Emily Dickinson. I do think this reads well as a poem, and I want you to concentrate on the rhythm as we play the game. Poem 16. I would distill a cup and bear to all my friends, drinking to her no more astir, by beck or burn or moor. Notice again the exclamation point at the end to give this poem a certain sense of exaltation. And it certainly will work rather well with a poem like Whitman's Ended Day. You can go back to our Talks with Walt to take a look at that one. Notice, first of all, she says, I'm going to distill a cup. I love her use of the word distill. It's the linchpin word of the entire poem, I believe. Distilling, distillation. Can I take what we're talking about in regards to summer and bring it down to a single distillation? Notice, I'm going to distill a cup, and then I'm going to bear it to all my friends. That is to say, I want all of us to celebrate this thing together. Drinking to her, and again, that vague antecedent as we were talking about in the previous poem, no more astir, again, the summer of 1858. Because why? Summer has passed. So this notion of the passing of seasons, the passing of summer, this for Emily is one of those central motifs that life is all about, a coming to and then a passing beyond or through. Notice, drinking to her no more astir. This is this idea that ready to go, summer is ready to go to sleep or to die or whatever. No, you can't get them up. You can't bring her back, summer back, by beck or burn or moor. In other words, there's no way to come back to this moment in time and to this summer. Well, what are we going to do with a little quatrain like this? I think at 2a, I think the argument that she's making is gratitude matters. We should be grateful for each season because it's only here for a short period of time, and then of course it's gone. Also, you could make the argument that we often don't know really what we've got and what we really appreciate until we don't have it anymore. And of course, for many of you, summer is that because of course you have to start school at the end of summer, right? I want to point out at 2b, here are the rhythms of this beautiful iambic trimeter. Notice the pa-pum, pa-pum, pa-pum. I would distill a cup and bear to all my friends. But then look at the third line and how she plays with this. Drinking to her no more, and then the word astir, by beck or burn or moor. So all the 4 lines, intentional rhythm, but notice the word astir sits out there. I can't wake up summer anymore. Summer is going away. I can't stir it awake anymore. But I would remind all my pals, my friends, that in fact, no, we got to appreciate, have some gratitude for the summer, the seasons, and especially the passing of summer. Now, at 3A, we can relate this easily, I think, to Thoreau's Walden, and we've given full lectures at learnstrong.net. His love of summer and the seasons, go back and hear what we had to say about that. And then Shelley's Ode to the West Wind, which we've given full lectures on as well at learnstrong.net. You'll remember it. The celebration, of course, of the cyclical nature. If winter comes, can spring be far behind, is, of course, that final line. We've talked about the significance and the importance of that line. Finally, at 3B, well, is summer your favorite season? And do you miss it when it's gone? And do you imagine that you can drink a cup for it? I hope that Emily is already making you kind of smile at the simplicity and the beauty of her celebrations. Thank you.